Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM on this Tuesday at 6 a.m. I'm Channing Curtis. Let's get right to the forecast with Nicole Hernandez this morning because a lot is going to be happening here weather-wise in the coming days, and it's a lot to break down.
Oh, definitely. That's why I'm kind of just starting off the show by skipping today because today's super calm compared to what's going to be happening tomorrow and then through the rest of the week. So tomorrow, we start with this winter storm warning through the entire in the northwest, really, all of eastern Washington, all of North Idaho into Montana. Central Washington under winter weather advisories. This is because of this storm coming in right here. All Tuesday, nice and calm. We're really calm today until today at midnight. So technically Wednesday, but either way, we're going to be seeing the snow start around in Spokane. Let's see if I can back it up and see exactly when it starts in Spokane. We're thinking like 10:30, 11, we'll start seeing those first flakes fall. And then by midnight, most of us under that snow. And then the snow just sticks around all night into all day. So coming up, I'll let you know how much snow we're expecting from this system.
Now, like Nicole just mentioned, we're expecting to see snow during tomorrow morning's commute. And even though many of us here in the Inland Northwest are used to driving in the snow, young drivers and people who are new to the area might not have as much experience. So here are some reminders for driving in the snow. One tip is to drive for the conditions. So that means driving slower and leaving extra space between your car and any other vehicle. Don't use your cruise control because that could actually cause you to hydroplane. Washington State Patrol says that you should give yourself plenty of time when driving in snowy conditions, so make sure to budget some extra time for your morning commute tomorrow. Now, the cold weather will be sticking around for the next few days as well, so remember to dress as if you were going to be stranded, or at the very least keep a warm coat or blanket in your car with you. Open the garage door before starting your car because this actually prevents carbon monoxide buildup, which is extremely hazardous. Bring your snow brush or ice scraper inside for easy access and back into parking spaces if you can so that it's easier for you to leave. And we all know how annoying it can be when your windshield wipers are frozen, so try and lift them up when you're parked outside. Today, a Washington state judge will hear arguments on if former President Donald Trump can appear on the March presidential primary ballot. The challenge was filed in Kootenai County last week. It contests Trump's eligibility for the ballot based on the insurrection clause in the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. That clause bans anyone who engaged in an insurrection from holding any elected office. It's the same argument that Colorado's Supreme Court used to rule that Trump was ineligible to be on their primary ballot. The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear a challenge to that ruling in February. Later today, Kootenai County leaders will host a town hall addressing crime within the community. And this morning, our Brandon T. Jones is joining us live from the newsroom right now, telling us more about this meeting. So Brandon, can you tell us more about what is the goal for what's happening tonight?
Well, Channing, the motive for this town hall is to invite out the public and have a conversation about how crime affects the quality of life within a community. This is actually the first ever town hall of this nature in Kootenai County, and here are some of the talking points they have listed for this evening. First up, the county's website says they'll discuss how Kootenai is one of the most popular drug corridors in the country and what they're doing to fight that. Another topic on the table, overcrowding in the jail and expansion opportunities, the arrest rate in the community, and the single biggest factor behind a rising crime rate and how it affects property taxes. So those are just a few of the topics that will be discussed at the town hall. Several county leaders, including Sheriff Robert Norris, will be there involved in the conversations. That all begins tonight at 6 p.m. in the county building in Coeur d'Alene. Live in the newsroom, I'm Brandon T. Jones.
The time is now 6:05. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. The Gonzaga men's basketball team is no longer ranked in the AP Top 25 following Thursday's loss on the road. This ends a streak of 143 consecutive weeks spent in the poll. 39 of those weeks were at number 1. It was the longest active streak in men's college basketball and the 10th longest streak in the history of the AP poll. The Zags are currently at 11-5 this season. Washington State forward Isaac Jones was named the Naismith and ESPN National Player of the Week and the Pac-12 Player of the Week as well. Jones registered back-to-back 20-point double-doubles in the last week's wins over USC and 12th-ranked Arizona. Miles Rice was also named Pac-12 Freshman of the Week for the third time this season. And this is the first time in program history that the Cougs have swept both weekly conference awards. A judge out of Texas has granted a motion allowing Idaho to join a lawsuit hoping to make an abortion pill illegal. The Texas lawsuit was filed in 2022 against the FDA over the abortion pill mifepristone. A ruling came down last Friday allowing Idaho, Missouri, and Kansas to join the group's lawsuit against the FDA. That suit will now head to the U.S. Supreme Court. A decision is expected to be reached this summer. And oversight of Boeing's production line is increasing following concerns over the company's 737 MAX 9 jetliners after a door plug flew off an Alaskan Airlines plane mid-flight. Boeing is now making internal changes to its quality control actions. Boeing CEO says the move is on top of the steps the company is already taking. And that's a look at your morning rush. A labor strike going on in the Midwest could have a ripple effect at schools and restaurants here in the Inland Northwest. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk has the latest.
Drivers with U.S. Foods in Chicago walked off the job last Monday after failing to negotiate a contract. Now the union representing them is trying to expand the picket line across the country, including here in Spokane.
They want to address dozens of safety concerns that our negotiating committee has asked for. Contract expired on the 29th. We gave them an additional week. Came to no resolution. Today celebrates 1 week since we walked off the job in Chicago.
Bill O'Connors is with Teamsters Local 705 in Chicago. We saw him Monday near the corner of Francis and Freya.
We're out here coming across the country, extending our picket lines, because this affects all the members at U.S. Foods. These are some of the hardest working guys in any industry you will run into.
U.S. Food supplies many restaurants across the Inland Northwest. These trucks also deliver food to Spokane Public Schools. The district signed a one-year $5.9 million contract last August with the distributor. We reached out to the district to see if SPS is aware of a larger possible strike and if the district has a backup plan if food service is disrupted. A spokesperson said they'll be getting back to us. The union in Chicago says truck drivers want better pay, health care benefits, and higher safety standards, among other things. KREM 2 reached out to U.S. Foods. A spokesperson tells us their current proposal includes increases to both wages and benefits. They went on to say, quote, as a show of solidarity with Bensonville, Illinois, drivers, some union members are temporarily respecting the picket line at our Spokane U.S. Foods facility, and we have activated business continuity plans to mitigate disruptions to our valued customers.
These guys have a very, very hard job out there right now, and they're not asking for anything they have not earned. They're not being unrealistic, right? You know, safety and medical benefits are key to every American these days, and these guys are just fighting that fight right now, and I'm out here proud to be with them.
In Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
So a lot is happening weather-wise tomorrow and then the next few days, but I first want to start by talking about today because we have been dealing with some really cold temperatures and we're starting to see some relief from the air temperature. Right now, we're at 5 degrees here in Spokane, actually waking up to above zero temperatures. Awesome. Yesterday, we were at -1 degree, but the difference is the winds right now. So right now we have 6-mile-per-hour winds here in Spokane. So it feels like temperature in Spokane is actually -6. So it feels colder this morning than it did yesterday morning, even though technically we're warmer. Out in North Idaho, you feel warmer and you are warmer. So that's good for you guys out there. Across the region, all of us below 10 degrees this morning. We are warming up though to those high teens today, which is better than we saw yesterday.